Highlights of the Carnival City Casino 400 are proudly brought to you by Carnival City Casino. The off-road car racing fraternity converged on the Carnival City Casino and Entertainment Complex near Brakpan for the final round of the 2001 SA National Off-Road Car Racing Championship. The Carnival City Casino 400 marked Sun International's return to the off-road arena in South Africa after an absence of many years. All the stops were pulled out to put on a show to remember. Father and son duo Franz Czepek Sr. and Jr. in the immaculate V-Motors Chenoweth wrapped up the Special Vehicle Championship months ago. The focus of attention was on the battle for the runner-up slot, with Greg Harvey and Boy Stone in the Queen Motorspares Jimco among the contenders.
It's going to be very difficult to have like a strong fight out there, because I think today is going to be the secret to get to the finish line, and if we get to the finish line, I think we'll do well.
John Weir-Smith and Jeff Minnett were also in contention and debuted the new BMW 540 V8-powered O'Hagan's Kopanong Hotel Jimco at the Carnival City Casino 400. Only 7 points separated the two crews.
I think today the 4x4s are going to give all of us a hiding. However, we're only going to beat one person, and that's Greg Harvey. So good luck, Greg, and we'll see how we do.
Veteran Phil Nell in the Look Truggy had already clinched the Class B title for the second year running. The battle was now on for the Co-Drivers' Championship, with Dion Besaidnout sitting alongside Bez Besaidnout, one of the favorites for the title. With the Special Vehicle Championship already decided, the battle was on for the runner-up slot in Class A, with 5 locked together in the Class B Co-Drivers' Championship. In the production vehicle category, Shumi van Vieren in the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser and Bucks Carolyn in the Mitsubishi Pajero swapped the lead all season. Van Vieren trailed Carolyn by 6 points going into the final round.
Yeah, this is it. Look, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think it's the ideal way to finish a championship. It's going to be more like a camel adventure than an off-road race.
Carolyn had been a model of consistency all year, but was still without a win. This was not the case for Neil Woolridge and Kenny Skoldhammer, who had picked up 2 wins this season and stood an outside chance of winning the championship in the Mareka Ford Ranger.
For us, it's not really all about the championship. The championship's in the back of our mind. If it happens, it's a bonus for us. I think we knew at the beginning of this year, with missing the first 2 races, it was going to be a very hard year for us. And the fact that we're so close and do have a shot at the championship is great. But I think realistically, I think winning the championship is going to be a hard call.
Touring car ace turned off-road racer Anil de Villiers and co-driver Francois Jordan were also in with a mathematical chance of winning the championship in the V6-powered Nissan Hardbody.
With us doing 3 laps of the same course, I think on the 3rd lap it's going to be the guy that's going to keep out of trouble and doesn't get stuck.
Class E was equally intense, with reigning champions Andrew and Chris Birkin in the Castrol Toyota Hilux locked in battle with Class E newcomers Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham in a diesel-powered Mareka Ford Ranger. Privateer Kutsia Labuskachny was another driver in contention.
I think it's the most competitive that Class E were for many, many years there. I mean, halfway through the seasons in the past, the championships were always a foregone conclusion. But we all up there. We as a privateer team is up against the big guns there, against Chris and Andrew Birkin. Very well supported by Toyota, and then the new Ford team, which has done very well in their debut season there.
The Production Vehicle Championship had never been this hotly contested. 12 contenders would fight it out for the overall and Class D, E and T titles in the final event of a tough season. The time trial was held on the Friday. Conditions were wet and muddy with more rain in the offing, and Artie Reiniger and Robin Houghton set up the quickest time in the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser. Hannes Grobler, along with Wiley Harrington, who was standing in for Richard Leake in the Nissan Hardbody Super Truck, posted the second quickest time, 44 seconds slower than Reiniger. Nissan teammates Anil de Villiers and Francois Jordan were 6 seconds slower than Grobler. 3-time winners during the season, de Villiers and Jordan would start 3rd on the grid. Mark Corbett and Juan Moore set the cat among the pigeons when they qualified 4th quickest in the Class D Petronius Cynthia Isuzu, serving notice that they were looking for an overall win. The slippery conditions did not suit the special vehicles, but predictably, Franz Czepek Sr. and guest co-driver Philip Vosloo were the leading crew in the V-Motors Chenoweth. Neil Woolridge and Genny Skolthammer could only manage to qualify 6th in the French-built Mareka Ford Ranger. Starting low down the field has never bothered Woolridge, who has a reputation of winning from behind. The Mustang V8-powered vehicle has proved to be a formidable contender, winning the Tarka 400 in its first outing. The locally developed M&E Glass-sponsored Dirtco in the hands of the father and son pair of Bodo and Gary Berthold is powered by a Nissan V6 motor that has proved to be quick, albeit unreliable. The Bertholds qualified 7th. Atang Makakaneni and Mike Stangl, in their rookie year of off-road competition, had emerged as constant threats in the supercharged Porsche Jimco. They would start 8th. Niels van der Walt, brother of rally star Chad van der Walt, with wife Zelda handling the co-driver duties, powered the Class D Renault Trucks-backed Nissan hardbody to 9th in the time trial. They were 22 seconds ahead of Toyota rival Shubi van Vieren. Van Vieren was slowed by a broken front diff and could only manage to qualify 10th in the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser. A small drop-off surprised many crews, inflicting its fair share of mechanical tolls.
Unbelievable. My goggles are off. I couldn't see with the mud. Look at it, it was nice there, but it was very wet. Yes, and this is only a piece of it. Can you imagine tomorrow? We must be mad.
The time trial took its toll, with one of the casualties being the Mitsubishi Pajero of Bucks Carolyn, which required the replacement of its gearbox.
We had a little bit of a problem with the car in that we got stuck in 3rd gear, and so we've had to change our gearbox. But tomorrow's the race, and it's 400 Ks, and I'm happy that the gearbox broke today and not tomorrow.
In the Nissan pits, it was time for a strategy session.
I think the guy that's leading is going to have to look for the route, and I think the second guy can follow him, and I think within the first loop, if we can catch him and be close to him, it's a long race tomorrow, and it looks very slippery, so it's going to be very technical.
Formula One hopeful Thomas Scheckter paid a surprise visit to Carnival City and chatted with Neil Woolridge in the Ford pit. Scheckter, son of former world champion Jody, was in South Africa to talk to potential sponsors for his Formula One campaign, as well as to enjoy a short holiday.
Well, I thought I'd come down and have a look. I heard it's, it's a great show. I've come down here. I'm very impressed. I mean, they've got some great cars, and it's good for spectators as well. I've enjoyed it.
Time for more action in the wet and muddy Carnival City Casino 400. It rained throughout Friday night, and to make matters worse, crews were greeted by overcast skies and intermittent rain on the Saturday morning. Racing conditions were expected to be atrocious, but the inclement weather failed to deter thousands of spectators from turning out to enjoy the spectacle of off-road racing. As always, there was frantic activity in the pits as crews prepared for 3 laps of the 135-kilometer route.
We've done a lot of development. We've battled the whole year to get the suspension where it is now. And unfortunately, we managed to get it to a situation where it's now raceable, and the car is staying on the road. We battled to get that right.
The 2-wheel drive special vehicles were in for a tough time.
We're going to start off today. We're going to see how it goes, but if we're going to see that we're not going to get through, we're going to throw in the towel. But we're going to start off this morning with a good faith, and hopefully everything will come right. Hopefully the sun will come out.
The first 5 kilometers of the route was within the Carnival City Casino complex and included specially constructed obstacles.
We're quite good if it carries on raining heavily, because it kind of levels the playing field. But yesterday we managed to give the guys in their big Class T trucks a run for their money with our Class D Isuzu. I think everything's going well.
When the moment of truth finally arrived for the 76 starters, multiple former champions Api Reinecker and Robin Houghton were expected to set a blistering pace at the head of the field. The top 10 starting positions for the Carnival City Casino 400. Predictably, the 4-wheel drive brigade dominated with 7 buckies in the top 10. Ahead lay 400 kilometers of a tough route laid out by the Kupel Club. Reiniger came under starters' orders at 9 o'clock, a much more respectable starting time than off-roaders are normally